July 12th, 2020, 4:30 a.m. A black SUV sits on a Hollywood Hills street. Inside are 4 people. Megan Thee Stallion, fresh off her hit Savage. Kelsey, her best friend. Tory Lanez, running his popular quarantine radio show, plus his bodyguard. They're leaving Kylie Jenner's pool party. In the SUV, everyone's arguing. Megan gets out barefoot. Dance, gunshots. Megan falls, bleeding from her foot. Police arrive and arrest Tory. May 12th, 2025. A California prison. Someone stabs Tory Lanez 14 times. He collapses on concrete. His lungs give out. Blood pools everywhere. Guards rush over while the attacker walks away. Now Tory fights for his life in a prison hospital, calling his father from his bed as machines keep him breathing. One man lies between life and death behind bars. But what really happened in that car 5 years ago? Who actually pulled the trigger? And is this brutal prison attack connected to the original shooting? This case rocked the music world, taking us from a Hollywood party to a hospital bed. Kylie Jenner throws a pool party. Rich people, famous faces, everyone's there. Megan, Tory, and Kelsey arrive together. Here's the backstory. Megan and Kelsey were tight like sisters. They made music together, traveled everywhere as a team. Tory used to date Kelsey. When COVID hit, she went home. That's when Megan and Tory started hanging out. At the party, things get tense. Witnesses say Megan got upset watching Tory flirt with other women, especially Kylie. When the party ends, 4 people pile into the SUV. Arguments start immediately. The car stops on a residential street. Megan jumps out with no shoes on. According to her testimony, Tory yelled, "Dance!" and fired at her feet. Bullets struck her. Cops show up and arrest Tory for weapons charges. Doctors remove bullet fragments from Megan's feet at the hospital. But here's something strange. Megan initially told police she stepped on glass. She later explained she was scared of both the officers and Tory at that moment. Nobody talks publicly about what happened for over a month. The truth comes out. August 20th, 2020, Megan goes live on Instagram. She's done staying quiet.
Yes, this Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying. Why lie?
The hip-hop world explodes. This marks the first time anyone hears about an actual shooting. Megan drops another bombshell. Tory offered her and Kelsey $1 million each to keep quiet about the incident. Social media goes crazy. Some believe Megan, while others think she's lying. Jokes and memes start flying. Death threats pour in. Tory stays mostly silent, occasionally hinting at his side through his music. Police begin taking this seriously and launch a full investigation. Building the case. Investigators collect everything. They test for gunshot residue and find it on Tory's hands. They recover the gun from the car and obtain Megan's medical records showing bullet fragments. DNA testing on the weapon produces inconclusive results. Not enough genetic material to determine who handled it. Kelsey speaks to investigators multiple times, but her story keeps changing. This becomes a major problem later. Phone records and text messages from that night support parts of Megan's account. The investigation takes 2 years while both artists continue their music careers and lawyers prepare their cases. October 2022, the DA files 3 charges against Tory: illegal gun possession, reckless discharge of a firearm, and assault with a deadly weapon. Before we dive into the trial, I want to talk about something important. Creating deep dive investigations like this take weeks of research, fact-checking, and careful analysis. Our editors and animators put incredible work into bringing these stories to life, and we genuinely love what we do. If you're enjoying this level of detailed storytelling and want to support more content like this, consider joining our Patreon community. When you subscribe, you'll get access to exclusive content that's too controversial for YouTube. Plus, you'll have the power to vote on which cases we cover next. Patreon supporters also get their names in the credits of our videos, showing you're part of our investigative team. You'll be directly supporting independent journalism and helping us bring you more stories we're passionate about. Check out the link in the description to join our community of truth seekers and help shape our content. Now let's get into the trial that would decide Tory's fate. December 2022. Downtown LA courthouse. Tory faces up to 22 years in prison. Megan testifies first, telling her version of events. Defense attorneys try poking holes in her story during cross-examination. Then Kelsey takes the stand, and everything goes sideways. She contradicts her previous statements, asks for immunity, and claims she can't remember crucial details. The defense presents their theory. Kelsey shot Megan in a jealous rage, not Tory. They point to her inconsistent testimony as proof she's lying to protect herself. Expert witnesses explain the gunshot residue and DNA evidence. Both sides interpret the same facts differently. Tory chooses not to testify. His lawyers present character witnesses who describe him as peaceful and community-minded. After 24 hours of deliberation, the jury returns guilty verdicts on all charges. Prison and the attack. August 8, 2023. Sentencing day arrives. The judge receives 76 letters requesting mercy. Tory addresses the court, expressing remorse and saying he still cares about Megan. He insists this behavior doesn't represent who he really is. Megan submits a written victim impact statement describing her ongoing trauma, but doesn't appear in court. The judge sentences Tory to 10 years, right in the middle of sentencing guidelines. His lawyers immediately announce plans to appeal, claiming the trial was unfair. Tory begins serving time at California Correctional Institution. For nearly 2 years, nothing major happens while his legal team works on appeals. May 12, 2025. Morning in the prison yard. Santino Casio, a lifer convicted of murder, attacks Tory with a homemade knife. 14 stab wounds. 7 in his back, 4 in his torso, 2 in his head, 1 in his face. Both lungs collapse. Emergency surgery saves his life. Casio claims self-defense, saying he heard rumors about a hit on Tory.
So I heard some rumors that he was trying to put money on my head. He thought uncomfortable living next to me. Said I was a threat. He said I put money on his head. We had a little discussion or whatever. So the next morning, that night, he said some shit. Okay. So the next morning, I came out and see everything was good. He showed me what he had, something in his pocket. I just rushed him. I just weak. I just threw him all over and I just kept slamming and stabbing him.
Prison officials find no evidence of any organized plot. Tory gets transferred to California Men's Colony and placed in protective custody. Political pressure. The attack changes everything. Suddenly, people feel sympathy for Tory instead of anger. Drake shares petition for a pardon that gains 268,000 signatures. Iggy Azalea, Kanye West, and Nicki Minaj all voice support too. Then, something unprecedented happens. U.S. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna officially calls on California Governor Gavin Newsom to pardon Tory. A sitting member of Congress just entered the fight.
So this case was actually initially flagged for me by Amber Rose, that they actually had evidence that they presented to me in my office that actually disproved the conviction. So as you stated earlier, that 0.01% of DNA, they actually found 4 people's DNA on that firearm, none of which was Tory's. Also, there's been ring footage that's been obtained that actually disproves the whole dance Megan.
This isn't celebrity advocacy anymore. It's real political pressure. Megan fights back, posting, "Leave me alone, you demon," while standing by her story. Her lawyers insist the case is closed and reject any claims of new evidence. Witness this. 5 years, 1 party, 2 acts of violence. Megan got shot and fought to be believed. Tory got convicted and nearly died in prison. Kelsey stayed silent throughout everything. The evidence wasn't perfect. The key witness kept changing her story. The convicted man almost got killed behind bars. Tory always maintained his innocence. Hip-hop's no snitching culture might have prevented him from fully defending himself. Now he recovers in prison while politicians and celebrities demand his freedom. Megan tries moving forward with her life. Kelsey still won't talk. This case shows how messy justice becomes when fame, social media, and violence collide. With a congresswoman now involved, pressure for resolution has never been higher. But the biggest questions remain. What really happened in that car? Who's telling the truth? Will we ever know for certain? The whole saga started with jealousy and ended with blood. 3 friends became enemies. Social media made everything worse, bringing daily theories, arguments, and hate. Prison violence changed the narrative completely. Before the stabbing, Tory was just another convicted celebrity. After nearly dying, he became someone people wanted to save. Celebrity support wasn't random. These artists have millions of fans who listen when they speak and act when they ask. Timing matters too. Why didn't these celebrities speak up during the trial? Maybe because a man fighting for his life generates more sympathy than one fighting a convict son. The case became bigger than just a shooting. It's about believing women, celebrity justice, and how social media transforms everything. Kelsey holds the key to everything. She was there, saw it all, but chose silence over truth. Maybe she's protecting herself, someone else, or just wants to forget. Now politics might change everything. If enough pressure builds, Tory could walk free tomorrow. That would devastate Megan and send a message that celebrity support trumps jury verdicts. But it might also free an innocent man. If Tory didn't pull that trigger, then the shooter remains free and silent. We may never know if the prison attack was random violence, revenge, or somehow connected to the original case. Prison investigations differ from criminal trials. Less evidence, fewer witnesses, more secrets. Violence followed Tory from Hollywood to prison. Whether he caused it or attracted it, the pattern is clear. Appeals take years. Political pressure builds slowly. Public opinion shifts constantly. Megan will keep making music and healing. Tory will keep fighting his conviction while recovering. Kelsey will keep her secrets. Somewhere in all the noise, truth waits, patient, unchanging. Known only to those who were there that night. The question isn't whether we'll ever discover what really happened. It's whether we'll accept it when we do.